I start off with the Andes Master with the 1/4 guard all the way open. After that, next step, I go with my modified Andes Outliner 2 GTX blade. Really good blade, real sharp, good precision blade when you're doing your edging or your lining. I'm doing a low ball fade, so that's why you see I'm keeping the ball line very, very low. On the side, same thing, keep that line nice and low. Just barely go up behind the ear. Right there, make sure you're getting that nice and clean. And now I'm gonna be using the cordless Wahl detailer with the blade about halfway closed. Go ahead and make that first guide. And then I go back to my outliner to go ahead and knock that ball line out. And make sure you're flicking that wrist. You probably can't tell, but I am flicking the wrist a little bit here. Not too dramatic, just enough to where you're gonna take that line out and not go too high up into that half guide. And now, when that's done, go back to the detailer with the blade closed, and you start fading from the last point where you left off with your trimmer. Now go ahead and blend up into that half with the blade closed, taking out all those dark spots. The detailer blade isn't completely zeroed out, so you'll see me go back with my trimmer and just clean up that ball line. Here, I got a little ahead of myself. I went ahead and I took the ball line out on the other side. You can use this method if you're comfortable. That's why I like to fade in sections, because basically you're just connecting the dots. Now I'm just gonna go through that entire guide, that half, with the blade closed and just knock out all of those dark spots so we get that nice smooth transition. And here I go in with the 1/8 guard with the blade all the way closed. Just go ahead and start another guide all the way around the back of the head. Starting at the back of the head, for me, ensures symmetry in the fade, which is very important when doing a low fade like this with such a long blend. You want to have that good symmetry. You don't want one side lighter, or you don't want one side faded higher than the other side. And then I go ahead and I grab my detailer with the 1/16 guard on, with the blade all the way closed, and I just start fading from the bottom of that 1/8 guide we created. Just going through the guide, knocking all of that bulk out of that 1/8 guide with that 1/16 guard on. Getting it a little lighter so we get that transition. And here I have the blade halfway closed to knock that line out between the half and the 1/16. I like to work in sections so you can really focus in on that one area and get a nice smooth blend. And then I'll go to the other side and start right from the middle using the side that I completed, and I pretty much match it up with the side that's already done. Go ahead and fade through that 1/8 guide. Make sure you're thorough, make sure it's smooth. Now it's guard off again, and the blade about halfway closed, and we fade up through that 1/16 guide. And I know you might be thinking, why didn't you just skip the 1/8 and go straight to the 1/16? I like to fade this way because it seems to give me a smoother fade, and it gives me less chance of having any errors or any dark spots or any lines in the fade. Here I'm just cleaning up that ball line a little more, being careful not to go up too high. Here I clip on my 3/16 guard or 1 1/2 guard, and I have the adjuster all the way closed. Just go ahead and kind of fade that into the top. Remember, we started with the 1/4 on the Andes Master, which is a number 3. So you should have no problem fading this in, gonna have to use your adjuster, bringing it down about halfway, then all the way close. And here, I'm just going back through, hitting those hills and valleys, making sure we're getting all those dark spots out of there. You're gonna have to dip your blade and lift it upwards. Sometimes stretch the skin, but don't leave any dark spots in there. And here, I go back to my 1/8 with the blade all the way closed and just hit that line right at the bottom where that 1/16 ended and the 3/16 starts. Take that line out, go all the way up into it about halfway, but as you're going up, bring your adjuster down so you get that nice transition. Smooth it out, make sure you're not leaving any lines. And this is where you take advantage of working in sections. You clean one side, make sure you go through, get all the lines, get all those dark spots, hit the hills and valleys. And then you just go over to the next side, bringing your whole fade together. And make sure you're still flicking that wrist ever so slightly, getting all those dark spots. This is where you're gonna be kind of moving your adjuster up and down as you see fit. And at this point is my favorite part of the fade, because this is where you see everything start to come together. All the hard work, all the guard switching, all the adjusto stick talk, everything start to come together. You start seeing that transition. Still working that 1/8 guard, just going through, making sure everything is smooth. And now I come back with my 1/16 all the way closed and just going over that line at the bottom of that 1/8, just cleaning it up. Same steps on the other side, 1/8 down to the 1/16. Taking advantage of working in sections, bringing the fade together. Always use the mirror to double check your work. Sometimes your eyes will lie to you. And here, I'm just going back through with the 1/16, cleaning up any areas that need to be cleaned up, any spots that need to be lightened up, taking out that darkness as much as possible, getting that good clean transition. Because you're starting from the closed position with the blade, you'll want to move the adjuster down as you go up. Still working that 1/16 with the blade closed, knocking out all those little dark spots. You see a dark spot or dark area, you have to know what guard to use and what position to set your blade. That's why it's important to remember the steps that you took. I go back with my 1/8 closed and hit that last little dark spot. fading everything together. And now that you're done with the back, you follow those same steps for the sides and go ahead and bring that fade together.